Hello. We are the Advanced Career Institute. And now we're going to speak about the new CDL training regulations. This is the most recent update. As a result, you should definitely watch this video all the way through, since it can have an impact on how you go and complete your CDL training. There were a few of new rules that were brought out by the federal government. And now that all states are required to follow these guidelines, getting your CDL has become a little more difficult. If this is your first time viewing, the most important requirement is that you go to a training provider. I should state a qualified training provider, which is what we are. So, before you can take your CDL road exam, you must first attend a driving school. Previously, you may be trained by your firm, by a friend, by your uncle, or by someone else. Then you may simply borrow a truck for the exam and go for it. Those days are no longer with us. Another consideration is that your school must properly certify you before you can take your CDL road test, because they cannot certify you if you do not attend a certified school. This implies you won't be able to take the CDL road exam after that. The third is the most significant upgrade that we'll be discussing right now, which is totally new. They added one additional component to the real training after going through the regulations and talking to all of the high-level people. They sought to incorporate theory into the instruction. So, that's pretty much how the rules work. The training will be divided into 3 sections. You will have a theory. You'll have what's known as fundamental control skills, which is in the range or in the yard, and then you'll get behind the wheel and drive on the road. So, those are the 3 key components that the federal government wants you to have before taking the CDL road exam. So, when it comes to the actual driving in the yard, we've got you covered. Since the day we opened, the majority of our students have been doing just that. Right? So, that's going to be your pre-trip inspection and your parking when it comes to driving on the road. We actually got that covered as well. We're going to take you on the road on our vehicle so you can get comfortable. One of the cool things about coming to our school as well is that we actually have our state-of-the-art driving simulators that look just like this. And that gives you a bunch of experience before we actually put you on the real truck on the railroad after that. Right? So, that being said, what is the new theory part all about? So, a lot of people are going to confuse theory when it comes to the CDL permit. So, the one thing you must understand is that theory and permit are 2 very different things. Obtaining your CDL is one thing. So, theoretically, you do not need to attend a CDL school to obtain your CDL permit. Some DMVs will say yes, but only if you want a passenger endorsement, school bus endorsement, or hazmat endorsement. You do not, however, you must complete a theory curriculum in your actual school before taking the CDL road test. So, what exactly does this look like? This is the curriculum that the federal government wants us to go over with you. As a result, we must work extra hard to develop a customized course just for this. Now, I'm sure if you look up these classes, you can find all kinds of pricing and everything going on with them. However, most of the time, those courses can take up to 40 hours to finish. What we decided to do is make it as convenient for you as possible. And you can basically get through all of this stuff in around 3 hours of training videos. So, in order for the procedure to operate, you must first watch the training films that we developed. You must take the final exam. Before you can proceed to the next section, you must score an 80 or above on the final exam. Right? If you don't get an 80 or better on the first try, you'll have to retake the test, otherwise you won't be able to take the CDL road test. So, to give you a sense of the big picture. I know I mentioned it a lot, but one of the extra things you'll have to do now is pass this online training course. The nice thing is that our pupils can do it in our classroom or at home, on their phone, tablet, computer, or whatever. You are free to travel at your own pace. However, you must complete all of the training and obtain an 80 or higher on the real theory exam, which will be required under the new laws. When it comes to the federal government's new entry-level driving instruction program. So, as you go around the different colleges, make sure that they genuinely have that program. Because if they don't have that program available, they'll either cheat, or you'll go through the training and then you won't be allowed to take the test. Because they didn't input you accurately into the system itself. then the entire procedure will be delayed for you, making it extremely difficult for you to obtain a CDL license. One of the wonderful things about coming to Advanced Career Institute is that we have guaranteed training classes, where we can promise that you will leave with your CDL. That is accomplished by providing you with over 100 hours of training, plus unlimited attempts at the road test itself, all for one low price. As a result, it is critical that you understand how these new restrictions will affect you. As long as your permit is valid until February 7, 2022. Whether you're renewing or getting your first permit. However, the difficulty is that these restrictions apply to you after this date. So, before you take your road test, make sure you pass these theory tests. Because if you don't, you'll be in serious trouble. Since technically, you can't even take the test. So, if you want to understand more about how our program operates or receive a CDL license, give us a call at +1 702 476 5067 or go to applycdlvegas.com. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, please press the like button and subscribe to our channel. It will be extremely beneficial to us. If you wish to continue on your path to liberty, click on that button. See you in the next video.